to get back to its original state of grassing, seeding, sod, or whatever growth that you may be having put back on the property and stuff. Is that when that comes, or right before that, you get that done. You need to remove these fences. You go to a lot of sites and these fences, everything's done, everybody's gone, people's moved in, and the fences are still up. And they're a lot harder to get out of there when you got a landscaped yard and they don't want nothing in your yard, especially a bobcat or some machine here to pull these posts out, because you're not going to get them out by hand. I've seen more situations where they've had to take torches and they'll cut the post off to remove it and then lay sod over it. So that should be part of your plan of removing these fences after their purpose has been sufficient for you. And a lot of times fences are not only used, these fences are not only used just to catch the water at its point before it leaves the property. Sometimes we'll have sheet fences or sheet water. We have fences up a slope or in a property where the flow is coming, and what we do, we step fences down. They'll hit this fence and dump to a fence. They'll finally into another fence. They'll dump its way down before it gets to this fence. That's when you're having to slow things down, when you got heavy sheet flow on a large mass grading areas. But one recommendation they're looking at more at doing is not as much mass grading as what they're doing is you grade enough to work that site and then do more grading later. But a lot of times that's not done just due to the feasibility of the expenses and stuff of coming back and forth and stuff. I understand that situation, but the regulatory agencies, they operate on what's best for the benefit of the Clean Water Act. And there's a lot of people these days watching the streams and the waters and stuff, and it's more of an issue than what it used to be, and it's really not an issue. I mean, it's for the environment. It's best for us all. But just do the job right to start with, and it'll pay off. You take time to do it right the first time, and do a quality job on it, on your installation. And a lot of times you won't have to go back and do a whole lot of maintenance. So it has an economical impact also of you do it, or whoever you hire to do it right the first time. Anything, Jonathan?
Like I said, if you kind of notice the health center here too. You know, we've tried to kind of keep the health center here pretty green. So we've employed some stuff that might be a good idea for some of y'all. As far as the bioswales, you know, we normally get rid of the water with the bioswales. Some of that pavement out there is pervious, so it allows us to actually get rid of some of the water on the pervious pavement. So if you've got a big paved area, you know, that might be an area you want to look at. You know, so basically just make sure, you know, a lot of the green practices are really coming into effect. And I know some of them are still really expensive. But as builders and as building inspectors and stuff like that, we want to make sure that, you know, you stay informed on the green practices, kind of keep yourself up on those things. Make sure that, you know, these silt fences like this, you know, that they're installed like he was telling you. Just make sure that, you know, if you pick one or the other, that it's installed properly. That's our big thing, is we just want to make sure that that sediment doesn't leave that site, whether it be through green practices, whether it be through leaving most of your site like this. If you've got a wooded site, leave it wooded, and then just build in the areas you need. Because I know a lot of times, like I said, we'll go into development, it'll be a 200 home development, it'll be totally cleared off completely. There'll be no trees, no anything. That's hard to control sediment on that type property. So just make sure that you try to employ some green technology, you employ some silt fences, you employ bioswales if you have to get rid of water, that type stuff. You know, concrete's not always the answer sometimes. So just make sure that you take whatever practice you can get, learn on it, constantly be evolving what you know. You know, like I said, I'm an engineer, so I try to do that with myself too. But I guess that's it. I guess we're going to head back inside. There'll be some presentations on permitting processes from the different municipalities that you work in, and then we'll eat. So if y'all want to start heading back, we can head back that direction.
I have